It's time for NHL action. Lidstrom sets it up. The Western Conference All-Stars are offside. Kovalchuk with fine numbers in goals.
If you can score as well as he did last year, you're going to get the attention of your opponent's defenders in a big way.
Face off at neutral ice. Datsuk wins the draw. Iginla with a puck. On the backhand. Redden in back of the goal. Brodeur found it in the webbing of his catching glove. He's one of the best in wins.
This guy makes a habit of playing on his head. He's always near the top of the league in wins.
Face off to the right of the net. Sakic wins the draw. Blocked. Gathered in by Bertuzzi. Pass picked off by Kovalchuk. Brodeur chases it down. And he holds onto it. And there's a quick glance at the bench of the East.
The coach is doing his part to get the win here.
Face off to the left of the net. Face off one by Marlowe. The save. Rister blocks it out of the air.
It drives coaches nuts to miss great chances like that.
Wow, that save deserves another look.
Now, you got to hand it to the goalie there. It looked like he wouldn't be able to make the save, but somehow he found a way.
A bunch of stars there on the Western bench.
You can see that coaches never stop coaching.
Draw to the left of the net. Datsuk wins the draw. Nash moves in. Left behind with a shot. Shut down. Iginla finds the back of the net.
Just fearsome, Doc. That's the only way to describe Jerome Iginla. He's powerful in the offensive zone, and if you want him to drop the mitts in the defensive zone, he'll do that too.
The draw at center ice.
Western Conference
Draw one by Thornton.
Scored by
That play was offside.
The linesman was right on top of that one, Doc.
Face off in neutral ice. Marlowe wins the draw. Pass to Tanguay. On the rush. Cut off by Marlowe. Stopped. Alfredson feeds it across. Pass a little off. He throws a cross-check. Loose puck. Icing. Will face it off at the other end.
Maybe it's time for a fresh line out there.
Draw to the right of the net. Thornton wins the draw. Save.
That was a close call.
To Naslund. Goes with the backhand. Denied. Niedermeyer in the corner. Won't get there. Loose puck. Lidstrom touches it up and gets the icing call. Face off in the right circle. Lang wins the draw. Front of the goal. Karam's off the boards.
I can't believe he couldn't convert that shot.
Pass to Iginla. Redden with the puck. Messier along the boards. To Redden. He can't get it. To Datsuk. Intercepted by Stevens. Back to the trailer. To Yager. What a fantastic pad save. Stevens takes the puck. They might have to peel him off the glass. Big shot. He won't allow it. Puck loose. Timonen in the corner. Redden touches up for the icing.
This allows them to change lines if they want to.
This big hit deserves another look.
Here's a crushing blow.
Draw in the right circle. Sakic wins the draw. Bertuzzi races over to get it. Denied by the pillows. Naslund plays it. Sakic moves in. Puck loose. Turco with the puck. San Luis with the puck. Thornton on the wing. Tremendous pad save. To Naslund. Uh-oh, it's come to this.
The refs are gonna let them settle it on their own.
Peace restored.
Well, that really put some life into the crowd.
That little scrap will cost each of these players 5 minutes. Draw in the neutral zone. Sundin wins the draw. Pass to Alfredson. One-timer by Roberts. Stick save. To Tanguay. Through the neutral zone. Loads it up and fires. Turned away. Alfredson moves in. Saved with the body. Doan moves in. Hits the trailer. Deflected by Brodeur. Sundin clips it out of the zone. Nordstrom in the corner. The drive. Blocked. Timonen behind the net. Pass picked off by Datsuk. Nobody back. To Boynton. A cross check. Thornton gets control. Can't get through. To Nash. Point blank range. Solid hit. The Eastern Conference All-Stars called for offside.
He got there ahead of the puck, but he almost got away with it.
The draw in the neutral zone. Sakic wins the draw. One-timer, knocked away. Redden in the corner. A fight's broken out.
This should bring the crowd to their feet.
That done, it's time to play some hockey again.
Hopefully that settled everything and we can get back to the game.
5 minutes in the penalty box should cool these guys off.
This guy provides great leadership for his team. He can walk the walk as well as talk the talk. A real winner.
Face off to the right of the net. Lidstrom fires a slapper. Gloved it. And he hangs on. Face off in the right circle. He shoots. Save. Recovered by Blake. To Redden. Picked off. Cross-checked. Murray bringing it ahead. The backhand. Denied. And he freezes the puck. We're going to look at a replay of that save.
He got a good look at the net, but he just couldn't knock it past him. That's a great save.
Face off in the left circle. Sakic wins the draw. Nordstrom feeds one out in front. He backhands it. Save! And he decides to stop play. He was like a brick wall. Let's watch it again.
Focus on this guy here, Doc. He's a force on offense and seems to always find a way to score.
Face off to the right of the net. Lang wins the draw. Pass to Messier. Takes the puck. St. Louis moving it into the zone. Denied! Looking for the penalty call. He fires. Shut down. Marlowe in the corner. Doan with a shot. Denied. Lang moves in. Turco the save.
He was right there.
Sakic in the corner. Timonen feeds it to the center. To Pronger. The slap shot. Stripped by Lang. The Eastern Conference All-Stars changing it up. Sakic moves in. Nailed by a cross-check. Got a stick on it. Pass to Roberts. Tanguay races back to get it. Sakic with the puck. Got a blocker on it. Rafalski controls it. Pass to Tanguay. They'll have to scrape him off the glass. Shot. Alfredson scores!
And the Swedish right winger's at it again, Doc. Alfredsson's averaging 28 goals a year over the last 5 seasons. A great testament to his skill as a lethal scorer.
Face off at center ice.
Eastern Conference All-Stars goal. Scored by...
Shot!
Daniel
Steered away!
Alfredson.
Kuba in the corner.
Assisted goal.
Datsuk plays it. Gathered in by a coin. A vicious check. Nordstrom controls the puck. Pass to Nash. He backhands it. Save. Skates in front. Saved with the chest. That was a hard cross-check. Controlled by Boynton. Stevens with the puck. Gets him with a cross-check. Loose in the corner. Chased down by Thornton. Loose puck. To Redden. Cut off by Guerin. Backhander. Stopped. Lang with the puck. Pushed aside. And he holds it for the whistle. He stonewalled him. Take another look. Draw to the right of the net. Back to the point. Slap shot. Deflected with the shoulder. Timonen with the puck. That play is offside. Face off at neutral ice. Roenick wins the draw. Big shot. Turco saves it. Timonen in the corner. Across right. Marlowe moves in. He throws a cross-check. Brodeur races over to get it. Knocked away. Puts one on goal. Rejected by Turco. That's using your head. They'll bring it back after the icing call. Draw in the right circle. Sundin wins the draw. Got a blocker on it. Didn't get through. A cross-check. Picked up by Lidstrom. Big cross-check.
He was right in the line of fire.
Stevens plays it. Cross-check thrown. In the neutral zone. He was slammed. Redden takes the puck. Iginla along the boards. Denied! Nash in behind the goal. A drive. And he hangs on. He was on his head on that save. Take another look.
Man, that was an excellent scoring chance, but he just couldn't sneak it by him.
He's a great leader for his team. Draw in the left circle. Thornton wins the draw. Front of the net. Saves it. Turco there to make the stop. Bertuzzi hits the trailer. Intercepted by a coin. Pass a bit off. Kuba with the puck. Retrieved in the defensive end. Turco, the save. Pass to Sakic. He can't get the pass. Goes to the corner. Niedermeyer touches up for the icing.
Now they can get a change if they want it, Mike.
He does the little things you need to do to win. Draw in the left circle. Madano wins the draw. Pass to Guerin. Pronger with the puck. Guerin moves in. Brilliant pad save.
He refuses to give in. Great save.
Yager moves in. Snatched out of the air. And he holds onto it. Draw to the left of the net. Drives one towards the net. He grabs it.
Oh, almost.
Draw to the left of the net. One by Sundin. He gloves it.
That was a good opportunity.
Face off to the left of the net. Marlowe wins the draw. Cross-ice pass. Tanguay with the puck. Got a pad on it.
You gotta love the goalie that answered the challenge.
Brodeur saves it. And he decides to stop play. Face off to the left of the net. Thornton wins the draw. Intercepted. Cross-checked. Niedermeyer in the corner. And he holds it for the whistle. Face off in the right circle. Slap shot. Turns him away.
He's kicking himself for missing that great scoring chance.
Nash moves in. The save. And he hangs on. He's an integral part of his team. Face off in the right circle. One back by Modano. Shut down. And he holds on to it. Face off in the left circle. Marlowe wins the draw. Blocked.
You don't get many chances like that, Mike.
Murray controls it. A coin with the puck. Roenick moves in. Cross-check. Pass to Marlowe. Tanguay moves in. Takes a shot. Stick save. Roenick moves in. Saved with the body. Pass to Doan. That was a hard cross-check. Loose puck. Murray on the wing. Stopped. And he decides to stop play. Face off in the left circle. A drive. Turco sticks it away. Controlled by Sakic. Rockets one. Tremendous pad save. And he freezes the puck. Brodeur is the man for this club. Draw in the right circle. Left for the trailer. To Lang. Moves up the ice. Pass to Nash. Skates in front. Save. Datsuk controls the puck. Timonen with the puck. Datsuk centers. Denies him with the pad. Iginla in the corner. Doesn't connect. Puck loose. Pronger behind the net. Pass to Naslund. Bounces it in. Rafalski in the corner. The Western Conference All-Stars go for a line change. Naslund brings it in offside. Wow, massive collision. Look again.
Just watching the replay hurts me.
Face off in neutral ice. Madano wins the draw. Sends it across. Kachuk along the boards. Madano with a shot. Niedermeyer sets it up. Solid check. Shot. He won't allow it. And he hangs on. Oh, what a save there. Let's go to the replay.
Great save here. The shot was right on target, but somehow he made the play.
Draw to the left of the net. Thornton wins the draw. Front of the goal. Save. Stevens delivers a blow.
Yeah, if you don't watch it, you're going to get drilled.
Blocked. Nordstrom plays it. Brutal check. San Luis on the wing. Got enough of it. Thornton with the puck. Drops it. Can't get through. Pass picked off by Stevens. Retrieved in the defensive end. To Kuba. Doan hustles to it. Marlowe chases it down. Shot hit the outside of the net. Just out of reach. His drive. Turco found it in the webbing of his glove.
That was a good chance. They were just unable to convert.
Face off to the right of the net. Rister got a piece of it.
That's a good scoring opportunity. It goes down as a quality chance.
Shut down. Sakic in the corner. To Naslund. Picked off. Alfredson moves in. He didn't get much on that shot. And he holds on to it. Draw in the left circle. Lang wins the draw. One time. Up into the stands. Face off in the neutral zone. Roenick wins the draw. Murray skates it out of his own end. Swallowed by the glove. And he decides to stop play. Draw to the right of the net. The shot. Wrist shot. Denied. Shoots! Stop! What a fantastic pad save! Patted away. Gathered in by Timonen. He didn't get anything on it. And he freezes the puck. He stoned him. Take another look.
Yager thought he had a goal there, but the goalie came out of nowhere to deny him.
Draw to the left of the net. One back by Madano. Huge pad save. Blake with the puck. takes it up the ice. Puck knocked away.
He was right there.
On goal. Save! Niedermeyer gets control. Pass to Murray. Picks it off. Gathered in by Kachuk. With a wrist shot. Off the pads. Aucoin plays it. Wrists it. Brodeur got a piece of that one. Gathered in by Blake. Denied. The Eastern Conference All-Stars change up the lines. On the rush. Murray with the puck. Off the pads. Flipped out by Lidstrom. Stevens in a little early.
They were a little early there, and the linesman was all over it.
Face-off in the neutral zone. Sakic wins the draw. He throws a cross-check.
Lang absolutely pummeled them.
Naslund moves in. Cleans his clock. To Messier. Point-blank range. Got some lumber on it. Cut off by Bertuzzi. Loose at center. Yager with the puck. He can't get it. Loose along the boards. Naslund touches it up and gets the icing call. Face-off to the left of the net. Thornton wins the draw. Backhander. To Nash. Bringing it ahead. Didn't get through. Won't get there. The Eastern Conference All-Stars get ahead of themselves and are whistled for a two-line pass.
They were trying to sneak one out there, but the ref saw it right away.
Face off at the point. Feeds it across. Gets him with a cross-check.
If you're not paying attention, you'll pay the price.
Loose puck. Roberts hustles to it. Shoots. Gloved it. And he holds it for the whistle. Take another look at that huge hit.
One of the more important lessons a player learns is to keep his head up at all times. This is what happens when you don't.
Draw in the left circle. Madano wins the draw. Cross ice to Kachuk. Front of the net. Stevens gets control. Guerin behind the net. Fantastic pad save. Intercepted by Roenick. Madano delivers a blow. Pass to Redden. Timonen sends it across. Guerin with the puck. Snag by Brodeur. And he holds on to it. Face off in the right circle. Sakic wins the draw. One-timer by Nordstrom. Thornton with the puck. Denied! Knocks it home. This one is not going to count.
What a heartbreaker.
Face off to the right of the net. Lang wins the draw. Save. Blake controls the puck. Messier in the corner to Yager. He one-times it, plucks it out of the air, and he decides to stop play. Draw in the right circle. Sundin wins the draw. Off the mark. Shooting. Blocked. Tanguay moves in. The wrist shot. Saves it.
Marlowe misfired on that puck right in front.
Pass to Roberts. Skates in front. To Doan. Front of the goal. Denied with the blocker. Score! He divided the pads.
The Western Conference All-Stars was determined to answer the goal that tied it at 1. And they did just that, regaining the lead and stealing momentum away.
What a shot! Let's get another look.
Sometimes it's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time. Opportunistic goal there.
Draw at center ice.
Western Conference
Thornton
All-Stars goal.
wins the draw.
Scored by Shane
Drop.
Doan.
The Western Conference All-Stars are going to be called for a penalty. Bertuzzi called for slashing. The Western Conference All-Stars will be a man short.
This isn't the best way to hold on to your lead. You gotta stay out of the penalty box.
Sakic always gives a solid effort.
He's always working in the offensive end. His numbers last year reflect how productive he can be.
Draw in the right circle. Face-off won by Thornton. Denied with the blocker.
Niedermeyer misfired on that puck right in front.
Waiting for things to clear. He shoots. Got a piece of it. Free in front. Picked up by Thornton. Kovalchuk moves in. The save. And he freezes the puck. Face off in the right circle. Doan wins the draw. A coin in back of the goal. Fires the wrist shot. Turned away. In the corner. Iginla takes the puck. Shut down. Murray races over to get it. Point blank range. Knocked away. To Pronger.
There is 1 minute remaining.
Can't reach the pass. Puck at center. Sent in deep. Retrieved in the defensive end. A minute left on the man advantage. Redden behind the net. Pass to Naslund. Passes back to the point. Intercepted. The period almost over. The shot. The pad save. Front of the net. Saved with the body. Less than a minute remaining on the power play. Time almost up. Redden moves in. He grabs it. And he hangs on. Face off to the left of the net. Doan wins the draw. A coin behind the net. Quick shot. Turco has stopped an incredible 55 shots in this one.
Anytime you have a guy playing that well in goal, you give yourself a chance.
Attention, please. Congratulations goes out to Willie Lee. Willie has won 2 passes for next weekend's ice circuit.
The Eastern Conference All-Stars are getting plenty of odd-man breaks, but they still are behind.
But the opposing goalie has risen to the occasion more often than not, and that's the difference here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate Adam Lipsky. Adam has won a Sony Surround System, courtesy of Sony Computer Entertainment America. Congratulations, Adam.
All set for the start of the second period. Thornton wins the draw. Hossa puts one on goal. Saved with the body. Bertuzzi set to come out of the box. Play is stopped for an offsides. Draw in the neutral zone. Bertuzzi moves in. Save! Off the mark! To Sakic. Puck to the boards. Lang in the corner. Stick save. Big cross check. The Western Conference All-Stars changing it up. Sakic with the puck. Boynton in the corner. The Eastern Conference All-Stars on a line change. Hit by Aginla. Cross-ice pass. Nash moves in. Turns him away. Boynton moves in. Got a stick on it.
Stopped it. Point-blank range.
Didn't get through. Datsuk chases it down. He cuts in. Karams off the boards. Puck put out of play. Here's another look at that save.
Right there you see how Turco utilizes his superb athleticism, near-perfect technique, and patience to shut down scores. This guy is definitely one of the elite, Doc.
Face off in the right circle. Pass to Alfredson. The Eastern Conference All-Stars with the edge in scoring chances tonight.
Mike, the only stat that matters is goals, and they're not winning now.
Draw in the left circle. The Eastern Conference All-Stars have the edge in face-offs won tonight, but can't get the lead.
Yeah, if only they could get something going after they take possession, they'd be in good shape.
Roenick sets it up. Nails him with a vicious check. To Marlowe. Wow, what a bone-jarring hit. Pass to Roenick. Picked off. Loose puck. To Tanguay. Backhands it. Snatched out of the air. And he holds it for the whistle. Face off to the right of the net. Thornton wins the draw. To Naslund. Pass to Sakic. Big blast. Brodeur rejects it. A coin with the puck. San Luis chases it down. Out of his own end. Goes with the backhand. Stopped. And he holds onto it. Draw to the left of the net. Lang wins the draw. Blocked. Cleared out by Blake. He can't get the pass. Nails him with a vicious check.
Iginla, physical in this game right from the start.
Save. And he decides to stop play. Face off in the left circle. The shot. Rister got a blocker on it. Centering feed. He won't allow it. Niedermeyer controls it. To Roberts. Wrists it. Shut down. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Recovered by Sundin. Tremendous pad save. A coin lets it rip. Saved by Turco with a shot. They score! Oh, what a fat rebound. They'll take it.
One team scores and the other answers in this game, Doc. We're all tied up again.
Another look will show us how great that goal really was.
I was beginning to wonder who was the home team and who was the away team. Now I think I know.
The draw at center ice.
Eastern Conference All-Stars.
Blake sets it up.
Scored
The
by
Western Conference All-Stars
Harry
offside.
Roberts. Assisted by Daniel Alfredson and Adrian O'Coin.
Face off at neutral ice. Datsuk wins the draw. Nash moves in. Eaten up. And he freezes the puck. Draw to the right of the net. Sakic wins the draw. Knocked away. A cross-check. Thornton races over to get it. All even in this one. Stopped. Lidstrom with the puck. Nailed by a cross-check. To Naslund. Pass a little off. Puck behind the net. Kovalchuk touches up for the icing. Draw in the right circle. Draw one by Lang. Save by Turco. Nash in the corner. He dumps it in. Boynton in the corner. Nobody back on defense. Save! Retrieved in the defensive end. He drops it. Rejected by Turco. And he hangs on. Face off in the left circle. Roenick wins the draw. Swallowed by the glove. And he holds it for the whistle. Let's take another look at that tremendous save.
That was an all-star save. That kind of save really pumps up your teammates and gives your team momentum.
The Western Conference All-Stars are getting turnovers with their solid back-checking. Now they need goals.
But the only stat that matters is goals scored, and they haven't scored enough yet.
Madano takes it. Check. Kovalchuk along the boards. Puck loose. Kuba plays it. Kovalchuk back to get it. That was a hard cross-check. Retrieved in the defensive end. Kuba gets control. And he holds onto it. Take another look at this punishing check.
He kept his head down. Well, that's what he gets.
Draw in the right circle. One times it, just wide.
His twig is smoking after that shot.
Recovered by Niedermeyer. Quick shot. Deflects it with a pad. Denied. And he decides to stop play. Face off in the right circle. Sakic wins the draw. Feeds it across. On the rush. Just out of reach. Murray with the puck. Checked by Sakic. Timonen plays it. Pass to Naslund. To the left point. The Western Conference All-Stars ruled offside.
They tried to get a break going there, but it wasn't to be.
Face off in the neutral zone. Nash on the wing. Shot denied. And he hangs on. Draw in the left circle. To Sundin. He fires. Gloved it. And he freezes the puck. Face off to the left of the net. Recovered by Lang. Big blast. Checks him. Through the neutral zone. The Western Conference All-Stars are going to be called for a penalty. Guerin into the box for slashing. The Western Conference All-Stars will be short-handed.
Oh, their short-handed defensive unit has been spectacular this year. Let's see if they can hold again.
Face off in the right circle. Thornton wins the draw. He gloves it.
Great chance there.
And he holds it for the whistle. Face off to the right of the net. Sundin wins the draw. Plucks it out of the air. And he holds onto it. Draw to the left of the net. Thornton wins the draw. Turco, the save. Hossa with the puck. Denied. And he decides to stop play. Face off to the left of the net. Sundin wins the draw. Great pad save. Tees it up. Blocked. The drive. Got a piece of it. Murray takes the puck. Shooting. Denied with the shoulder. And he freezes the puck. Great save. Let's take another look at it.
He got robbed on that one, Doc. You know he's got to wonder what he has to do to score around here.
Brodeur does just what the team needs, Panger. Face off in the left circle. Thornton wins the draw. Pass to Hossa. Ahead with the puck. Big shot. Saves it. On the backhand. The save. Niedermeyer with the puck. Thornton along the boards. Power play half over. Brings it across the blue line into the offensive zone. Save.
Marlowe blows the breakaway chance.
He drops it. Naslund battered him. Slams one. Brodeur denies him. The Eastern Conference All-Stars change it up. To Sundin. Skates in front. Looking for the penalty call. A coin in the corner. Doesn't connect. Power play time winding down. Can't get through. St. Louis shooting. Save. And he holds it for the whistle. They don't get much better than that. Let's see it again.
When you've got a goalie behind you that can make those kind of saves, you know you have a chance every time you step on the ice, Doc.
Brodeur is the one that makes this team tick. Draw in the left circle. Face-off controlled by Thornton. Brilliant pad save. To Niedermeyer. Guerin standing in the penalty box, and he is now out. He didn't get much wood on that one. To Iginla. He can't get it. Puck behind the goalie. They're whistled for icing. Will go to the other end. Face off to the right of the net. Madano wins the draw. Moves up the ice. Goes with the backhand. He grabs it, and he hangs on. Draw in the right circle. One by Datsuk. Denied by the Pillows. And he holds on to it. Brodeur really does his job well. Draw to the right of the net. Draw one by Madano. Brodeur, chest save. Rafalski battered him.
You got to keep your head in a swivel in this league.
Skates his way through the neutral zone. Timonen with the puck. Kachuk gets control. Loose puck. Rafalski with the puck. Sets up shop. To Iginla. To Nash. Big blast. The Eastern Conference All-Stars go for a line change. Nordstrom feeds one out in front. Just wide.
Iginla won't forget that blown chance.
He scores! A goal like that deserves another look.
The goalie never had a chance on that slap shot, Doc.
Draw at center ice.
Western Conference All-Star
Sakic
goal
wins the draw.
scored by Jerome Aginla.
Shot. Save by Brodeur. Puck loose to Roenick. The Eastern Conference All-Stars ruled offside. Face off in neutral ice. From the defensive zone. Puts one on goal. Shut down. And he decides to stop play. Face off in the right circle. One back by Sundin. Tees it up. Cross-checked. Shooting. Save. And he freezes the puck. The Eastern Conference All-Stars are getting numerous chances, yet trail.
Mike, I'm a little surprised they are playing so well and getting their chances, but they can't get the lead.
Face off in the right circle. Thornton wins the draw. Snatched out of the air. And he holds it for the whistle. Draw in the right circle. Sakic wins the draw. Sends it across. Out of his own end. Shot. Stick save. Solid hit. Can't hold on to the puck. Roenick drop pass. Hossa moves in. He backhands it. Shut down. And he hangs on. Face off to the left of the net. Datsuk wins the draw. Stopped. A coin controls the puck. Iginla with the puck. Pass to St. Louis. Takes a shot. He won't allow it. And he holds onto it. I want to see that save again.
He thought the goal was his, but the netminder quickly recovered for the save.
Draw in the left circle. Draw controlled by Sundin. Turco has been getting shelled, but he's making the stop panger.
Oh, he's been standing on his head, Doc. Excellent job between the pipes.
Stolen by Dome. Left for the trailer. The Western Conference All-Stars are offside.
The ref was right on top of that one, Doc.
Draw in the neutral zone. Lang wins the draw. Redden takes it from his own end. Solid cross-check. Loose puck. Yager in behind the goal. Saved with the body. That was a bone-rattling check. Across to the point. Guerin moves in. What a fantastic pad save. Drops it. Pass picked off by Lang. He backhands it. Denied. And he freezes the puck. How about that save? Let's get another look.
Oh, Turco makes it look so easy. I'll tell you, Doc, it's just a testament to his athleticism in net. It seems like he's always in position to make the play, and his team just feeds off that confidence.
Draw to the left of the net. Sakic wins the draw. Taking it ahead. Backhanded. Denied. And he holds it for the whistle. The replay will show us that save again.
Now, you got to hand it to the goalie there. It looked like he wouldn't be able to make the save, but somehow he found a way.
Brodeur earns his salary, Darren. Draw in the right circle. Datsuk wins the draw. Rockets one. Got a blocker on it. To Iginla. A goal here would give some breathing room for the Western Conference All-Stars, and he decides to stop play. Holy mackerel, that save just makes you shake your head.
Iginla thought he had a goal, but he shut down.
Brodeur does a lot for his team, Darren. Face off to the right of the net. Marlowe wins the draw. Saved with the body.
Had the great chance, he just couldn't convert.
Hossa handles it. To Marlowe. Doan moves in. A drive. He missed the net.
Tanguay won't get to him, he looks like that. Tough break.
Pass picked off by Niedermeyer. Won't get there. Roenick clips one. Tanguay with the puck. Swallowed by the glove. And he hangs on. Face off to the left of the net. Thornton wins the draw. To Kovalchuk. Point blank range. And he freezes the puck. Face off in the left circle. Lang hustles to it. Unloads a bullet. Shot. Steered away by Turco. Rister. He gloves it. And he holds it for the whistle. We're going to look at a replay of that save.
Quick little wrister, and he comes out of nowhere to stop that one.
Brodeur sets the tone for this team. As he goes, so do they. Draw to the right of the net. Thornton wins the draw. To Kovalchuk. Takes the puck. Drives one towards the net. Blocks it out of the air. And he decides to stop play. St. Louis, a key player for this team, Panger.
This guy's a consistent performer, able to produce on both ends of the ice.
Face off in the right circle. Sundin wins the draw. Tremendous pad save. And he holds on to it. Draw to the left of the net. Lang wins the draw. Big shot. Front of the goal. Cut off by Naslund. He shoots. Huge pad save. Puts it on goal. Brutal check.
This league is all about collisions, Doc.
He was like a brick wall. Let's watch it again. Face off to the right of the net. They're really moving up and down the ice, Darren.
Yeah, they're really putting out all they've got out there. This is an exciting game.
Stop! Datsuk in the corner. Cross-ice pass. Nash on the wing. Patted away. His drive. Aginla finds the back of the net. And that stretches the lead.
He struck it well and froze the goalie on that one.
They don't get much better than that. Let's see it again.
Not as many hats thrown from the crowd, but it's sweet nonetheless.
The draw at center ice.
Western Conference
One
All-Stars
back
goal.
by Marlowe.
Scored by
On the rush.
Aginla.
Shot
assist
denied.
Kimo
And he hangs
Kimonen.
on.
And Rick
That
Nash.
save deserves another look.
Oh, he knows he missed a good scoring chance there, Doc. Those are the kinds of opportunities that don't come around very often.
Face off to the left of the net. The slap shot. Big cross check. Boynton moves in. Save! And he holds it for the whistle. Draw to the left of the net. The slap shot. Lang moves in. Turco has been getting shelled, but he's making the stop, Panger.
No doubt about it. Just a fantastic job in net tonight.
Pass a bit off. Huge pad save. Retrieved in the defensive end. On goal. Blocked.
That was a close call.
The pass offline. Kept in the zone. Yager battered him. On the backhand. Messier finds the back of the net. A quick response by the Eastern Conference All-Stars.
That goal should provide an emotional lift for the Eastern Conference All-Stars.
Another look will show us how great that goal really was.
That's the kind of goal that can ignite a home team and a home crowd. That's what scorers do. Exploit every single chance they get. Nice goal there.
Face off at center ice.
Eastern Conference
Datsuk
All-Stars
wins the
goal.
draw. The centering
Scored by
pass. Shoots.
Mark
Saves it.
Messier.
Cuts in.
The assist
Turned
to
away.
Robert Lang.
Gathered in by Aginla. Save to Lidstrom. Pass to Datsuk. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. On goal. Shut down. Recovered by Blake. Fires. Steered away.
Oh, Doc, that was nearly a goal.
From point blank. He one-times it. To Sundin. With the wrist shot. Knocked away by Turco. Didn't get through. The shot. He grabs it. And he freezes the puck. A save like that one deserves another look.
He's kicking himself for not taking advantage of that good scoring chance there, but it's not really his fault. It was just a great save, Doc.
Face off in the left circle. Madonna wins the draw. The one-timer. A coin drilled against the boards. Roenick along the boards. He throws a cross-check. Madonna controls it. Tahosa, front of the net. Nailed in front of the net. Kachuk with the puck. Backhander, save. And he decides to stop play. Here's another look at that big hit.
In the morning, he's sure gonna feel that one. He's a guy that can take a penalty every once in a while, but you see where he can deliver the big hit as well.
Face off in the left circle. One by Lang. The save.
When they came that fast, I just used to get the heck out of the way.
And he hangs on. Draw in the right circle. Sundin wins the draw. Turns him away. He can't get the pass. Pronger bringing it ahead. That one out of reach. To Bertuzzi. Just out of reach. The Western Conference All-Stars ruled offside. Brodeur, a big contributor to this team, Panger. The draw in the neutral zone. Thornton wins the draw. To Kovalchuk. Back to the point. To Stevens. Pass to Marlowe. Hits the trailer. Brodeur! Too quick. And he holds on to it. Oh, what a save there. Let's go to the replay.
He got off the wrister, but an incredible save.
Draw in the right circle. Lang wins the draw. Nash in the corner. Backhander. Denies him with the pad. Loose in the corner. A cross-check.
Nordstrom punished.
Nash with the puck. Turned away. Pass to Rafalski. At the point. Pass to Messier. Boynton on the wing. Big shot. Turco has been getting shelled, but he's making the stop, Panger.
He's been playing out of his mind, Doc.
Lang touches up for the icing. He was on his head on that save. Take another look.
Great save here. The shot was right on target, but somehow he made the play.
Draw to the left of the net. Sakic wins the draw. Catches him napping. Cleared out by Niedermeyer. Lidstrom with the puck. Can't reach the pass. Pass to Thornton. He can't get it. Pass to Blake. To the point. With a wrist shot. The Eastern Conference All-Stars change up the lines. Kovalchuk whistled for being offside. Face off at neutral ice. Sundin wins the draw. Pass to Alfredson. Back to the trailer. Won't get there. Stevens chases it down. He can't get the pass. Intercepted by Tanguay. Bringing it ahead. A drive. Saved with the chest. Pronger in the corner. Nailed by a cross-check. Puck in the corner. Pass to Alfredson. Tkachuk in the corner. Pass back. Timonen in the corner. Pass picked off by Alfredson. Save! And he freezes the puck. Draw in the left circle. One-timer. Roenick moves in. Pass to Murray. The pad save. And he holds it for the whistle. Face off in the right circle. Thornton wins the draw. Loads it up and fires. Shoots. Denied with the blocker.
1 minute.
Back to Nordstrom. Bertuzzi with the shot. Brodeur saves it. Kovalchuk with a shot. Shut down. And he hangs on. Here's another look at that save.
Kovalchuk tries to wrist it in, but a spectacular save.
Draw in the left circle. Lang wins the draw. Deflected with the shoulder. Controlled by Yager. Looking for the penalty call. Lidstrom plays it. Back with it. The shot. Blocked. Iginla with the puck. Didn't get through. Puck loose. Nash whistled for being offside. Great save. Let's take another look at it.
He got a good look at the net, but he just couldn't knock it past him. That's a great save.
Brodeur is the one this team rallies around. Face off in the neutral zone. Marlowe wins the draw. Pass a little off. It hit the goal post. Roenick with the puck. Slammed into the boards. Murray leading the rush. Tremendous pad save. Breakaway chance. Caught by Brodeur. The horn signals the end of the second period. Our score after 2, the Western Conference All-Stars 4, the Eastern Conference All-Stars 3. Any quick fixes needed to get back in this one, Darren?
The Eastern Conference All-Stars can afford to take their time to set one up. 20 minutes is a long time, and this one is far from over.
Attention, Joe Allen. Please report to the Lost and Found. We have found your sneakers. Your attention, please. Congratulations to Michael Romero. You have won dinner for 2 at Carlucci's Italian Restaurant. Congratulations, and please come by and pick up your dinner passes at will call. Thank you.
We are set for the start of the third period. Thornton wins the draw. St. Louis with the puck. Off the pads. Crunched. They'll have to scrape him off the glass.
Now, you don't want to be on the wrong end of too many of those.
Loose puck. We get an icing here, and the face-off will be back at the other end. Face-off to the right of the net. Datsuk wins the draw. The shot! Snatched out of the air! And he holds onto it. Face-off to the left of the net. Marlowe wins the draw. He won't allow it. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Roberts feeds it to the center. He can't get it. Marlowe with a shot. Denied! To Roberts. Right in front. Gathered in by Alfredson. Dropped. And he freezes the puck.
Let's focus on this dominant defensive player, Doc. When he's on the ice, you know you're going to get hit.
Face off in the left circle. Thornton wins the draw. Great pad save.
O'Coin misfired on that puck right in front.
Face off in the right circle. Redden unloads. Got some lumber on it.
Holy jumping, that thing was moving.
Puck behind the net. The puck is iced by the Western Conference All-Stars. Face off to the right of the net. Slap shot. Got a blocker on it. Picked up by Niedermeyer. St. Louis ahead with it. Turco has been getting shelled, but he's making the stop panger.
Holy jumping, what can this guy do for an encore? Just a great job in goal.
Skates his way through the neutral zone. Stopped. That one off target. Brodeur with the puck to Kovalchuk. Eaten up. And he decides to stop play. Let's take another look at that tremendous save.
They tried to bang that one in, but oh man, what a spectacular save.
Draw to the left of the net. Datsuk wins the draw. Brilliant pad save. Puts it on goal. Denied. To Lang. Oh boy, was that a cruel cross-check. Retrieved in the defensive end. Taken by Datsuk. Messier races over to get it. Got enough of it. Redden battered him.
If you're not paying attention, you're gonna pay the price.
To Iginla. Vicious cross-check. Free in front. He touches it up and gets the icing call. Face off in the left circle. Pass a bit off. Nordstrom skates it out of his own end. Wrist shot. Save! Tanguay hammers him.
Feisty game with both teams doing a lot of checking.
To Sundin. to Alfredson. Hit by Dome. The Eastern Conference All-Stars go offside.
They tried to get out early, but they got there a little too early.
Face off in neutral ice. Madano wins the draw. Doesn't connect. Gathered in by Guerin. Cross-checked. Lidstrom touches it up and gets the icing call.
Sometimes you just need to relieve the pressure in your own end.
Draw in the right circle. Sakic wins the draw. Denied. Bertuzzi gets control. The drive! Denied with the blocker. Shot! Blocked! Gathered in by Sakic. And he hangs on. Face off in the right circle. Winds up and fires! Pushed aside, and he holds onto it. Draw to the left of the net. Datsuk wins the draw. Saves it. Boynton chases it down with the backhand. Save. Loose puck. Datsuk drops it. Karam's off the boards. Oh, he really pummeled him with a cross-check. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Retrieved in the defensive end. Flips it in. With the backhand. Fantastic pad save. Naslund gets control. Sakic hammers him. The puck is iced by the Eastern Conference All-Stars. Draw in the right circle. Marlowe wins the draw. Shut down. A coin takes the puck. The drive. Plucks it out of the air. And he holds it for the whistle. Draw to the right of the net. Pass to Madano. Moves up the ice. He shoots. Off the pads. Takes a shot. Swallowed by the glove. He stonewalled him. Take another look.
Oh, the puck was just lying there and all he had to do was whack it in. Somehow the goalie made another great save.
Draw in the left circle. Blake blasts it. He grabs it, and he freezes the puck. Face off to the left of the net. Rockets one. Knocked away.
Rubber turns into concrete when a puck's moving that fast.
Lidstrom will clear. Thornton sets it up. To the trailer. Wrists it. Turco gloves it. And he hangs on. Face off in the right circle. Marlowe wins the draw. Pronger feeds it across. The Western Conference All-Stars called for offside. Face-off in the neutral zone. Sakic wins the draw from the defensive zone. To Hossa. Backhands it. Turco has been getting shelled, but he's making the stop, Panger.
Doc, he's having the kind of game most guys can only dream about.
Bertuzzi moves in. Brodeur, the save. Boynton with the puck. He turns it over. Pass to Sakic. And he holds onto it. How about that save? Let's get another look. Face off to the right of the net. Blake cranks it. Struck with a brutal check. Lang moves in. He can't get it. Dangerous pass. The play is called back offside.
The linesman was right on top of that one, Doc.
Draw in the neutral zone. Thornton wins the draw. Shooting. Save. Cross-check. Pronger plays it. Goes to the corner. Tanguay races back to get it. A shot. Turns him away. Wide. Off the mark.
The goalie not challenged on that one.
Face off to the right of the net. Sundin wins the draw. Got a piece of it. Blake gets control. Sundin hustles to it. The wrist shot. Not there. Guerin controls the puck. Skates in front. Save. And he holds it for the whistle. Draw in the right circle. Sakic wins the draw. Shut down. And he freezes the puck. Draw to the left of the net. Datsuk wins the draw. Stop! Pass to Kuba. To Datsuk. Iginla along the boards. Behind the net. Brodeur plays it. Picks it off. Knocked away. Denied.
Boy, is he looking sharp.
Nailed by a check. Redden hustles to it. He shoots. He won't allow it. And he hangs on. I want to see that save again.
That's the kind of save that can inspire an entire team to play better.
Face off to the left of the net. Lang wins the draw. Turned away. Turco there to make the stop. And he holds on to it. He stoned him. Take another look.
Nice wrist shot, but not nice enough to get past him.
Draw to the right of the net. One time. Didn't get through. Controlled by Rafalski. Deflected with the shoulder.
Ooh, chances like that keep the statisticians busy downstairs.
To St. Louis. Turned away. Pronger with the puck. He delivers a cross-check. To Tanguay. Nailed by a cross-check. Loses the puck. Just out of reach. Rafalski battered him.
Oh, that was a pretty good takeout.
Bertuzzi whistled for a two-line pass.
Looking for the breakout, Mike. He just got a little too far ahead there.
Face off at the point. To Guerin. Drops it. Dropped to Blake. Intercepted. Messier in the corner. Nails him. Loose along the boards. Retrieved in the defensive end. Lang with the puck. The save. To Tkachuk. Point-blank range. He gloves it. And he decides to stop play. Face off in the right circle. Slap shot. Save. A drive. Stick save. Struck with a brutal cross-check.
Boy, was he punished.
Alfredson behind the goal. To Roberts. Ugly cross-check. Bertuzzi on the wing. Denied. And he holds it for the whistle. Draw in the left circle. Thornton wins the draw. Front of the net. Puts one on goal. Got a pad on it. To Nash. To Iginla. Big cross-check. Pass to Datsuk. Front of the goal. A coin will end up in the box for slashing. The Western Conference All-Stars skating with a man advantage.
This team has been dead solid perfect on the power play.
Draw in the right circle. Sakic wins the draw. Denied. Blake behind the goal. Pass to Iginla. Got some lumber on it. And he hangs on. Face off in the left circle. Dumps it in. Pronger in back of the goal. To Datsuk. Blocked. He fires. Denied. Loose puck. Timonen plays the puck behind the net. backhanded shot. Brodeur gloves it, and he holds onto it. They don't get much better than that. Let's see it again.
He got robbed on that one, Doc. You know he's got to wonder what he has to do to score around here.
Face off to the left of the net. Sakic wins the draw. Stopped. Vicious cross check. Pass to Roberts. Flips it into the corner. Roenick behind the goal. Didn't get through. A minute left on the man advantage. The wrist shot. What a fantastic pad save. In front to Nash. Pass knocked away. And he decides to stop play. Draw to the left of the net. Sakic wins the draw. Shut down. In the slot. Iginla chases it down. Loads it up and fires. Less than a minute remaining on the penalty. Played into the corner. Oh, boy, was that a cruel cross-check.
I hope he still remembers his name after that hit.
Alfredson dumps it in. Nash in the corner. Can't reach the pass. Loose in front. A coin set to come out of the box. Draw to the left of the net. Madano wins the draw. Sends it across. Kachuk along the boards. Stevens with the puck. Thornton moves in to Madano. The backhand. Eaten up. And he freezes the puck. Face off in the left circle. Marlowe wins the draw. Brodeur rejects it.
Timonen misfired on that puck right in front.
They're whistled for offside. Face off in the neutral zone. Can't get through. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Furious pace in this game, Panger.
Both teams really working their transition game. I mean, the pass is tape to tape, and we're getting some great chances because of that.
Draw in the left circle. Madano wins the draw. Tremendous pad save. Murray controls it. Big blast. Saves it. Shooting. Denied by the Pillows. Centering pass. Didn't get through. Pass to Hossa. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Fires. Got a blocker on it. He backhands it. Turco makes the stop. Big contact on the cross-check. In close. Retrieved in the defensive end. Back to Pronger. a shot. Brodeur closes the mid on it. Face off to the left of the net. Stevens with the puck. Cut off by Nordstrom. Thornton hammers him. Redden gets control. Didn't get through. Knifed away by Stevens. San Luis races over to get it. Sends it across. The Eastern Conference All-Stars are offside. The draw in the neutral zone. Lang wins the draw. We'll bring it out on the offside call. Face-off in the neutral zone. Rafalski sets it up. Yager takes the puck. Point-blank range. Save. And he hangs on. Face off to the right of the net. Rafalski fires away. Wrister, huge pad save. Nailed in front of the net. Over to Pronger. Errant pass to Boynton with a wrist shot. He grabs it, and he holds onto it. Face off to the right of the net. Drives one towards the net. Gloved it. And he holds it for the whistle. Face off in the right circle. Face-off controlled by Thornton. Blocked. To Doan. Got a chance. Oh, he really pummeled him with a cross-check. Backhander. Steered away. Tanguay gets control. Sent in front. Solid check.
Brutal hitting going on in front of the net.
Had it, lost it. Yager with a shot. Puck knocked away. Didn't get through. Takes a shot. Patted away. Loose behind the net. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Save.
Wow, that was a blast.
Messier leaves it for the trailer. Sent in front. Trailer. He won't allow it.
He was right there.
Backhanded shot. Got enough of it. Sundin hits the trailer. Save. Lidstrom chases it down. Pass to Sundin. Back to Roberts. He dumps it in. Blake behind the net. And he freezes the puck. Holy mackerel, that save just makes you shake your head.
When a goalie makes these kinds of saves, you just got to keep throwing pucks at him.
Draw in the right circle. Quick shot. Blocks it out of the air. And he decides to stop play. Face off to the left of the net. Madonna wins the draw. Saved with the chest. Denied! And he holds on to it. Draw to the right of the net. Face-off won by Marlowe. Shut down.
It drives coaches nuts to miss great chances like that.
Puck loose. San Luis plays it. Pass to Thornton. Offside is whistled.
That was really close to a scoring chance.
Draw in the neutral zone. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Kachuk snaps one. Stopped. And he holds it for the whistle. Draw to the left of the net. Datsuk wins the draw. Off his noggin. Iginla hammers him. In the corner. Kuba with the puck. A fast pace to this one tonight, Panger.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of movement on the ice, and the speed is really at a high level.
And he hangs on. What an open ice collision. Let's get another look.
That'll leave a mark.
Draw in the left circle. With a shot. Swallowed by the glove.
Oh, almost.
Draw in the left circle. Winds up and fires. Turco has been getting shelled, but he's making the stop, Panger.
Yeah, what a game he's had tonight. If he continues to play this well, his team is going a long way.
Pass a little off. Pronger with the puck. Marlowe takes it from his own end. Snatched out of the air. Face off in the left circle. Sundin wins the draw. Alfredson moves in. Just missed. Intercepted by Sakic. Cut off by a coin. Cross-ice pass. Naslund moves in. Denies him with the pad. Pummeled in front. Sundin moves in. Shooting. Save. Roberts moves in. Sundin controls the puck. Denied with the blocker. Niedermeyer with the puck. Sundin scores! Off the post for a goal.
Turco had that one sneak past him.
He riddled the goalie. Take another look.
Goals don't get any bigger than that, Doc.
The draw at center ice.
Eastern Conference All-Stars goal.
Tanguay hammers in.
Mats Sundin.
To Nordstrom.
Assisted by
Skates his way through the neutral zone.
Niedermeyer.
To Thornton. He cuts in. Turco saves it. Thornton with the puck. Cuts in. Swings it back to the point. That one out of reach. Pass to St. Louis. Didn't get through. Feeds it across. Pass to Messier. Drives one towards the net. Denied with the shoulder. To Yager. A bullet. Denied with the blocker. Denied. Loose in the corner. The one-timer. Denied. Retrieved in the defensive end.
There is 1 minute remaining in regulation.
Quick shot. Turco found it in the webbing of his catching glove. Wow, that save deserves another look.
Now, you got to hand it to the goalie there. It looked like he wouldn't be able to make the save, but somehow he found a way.
Draw to the left of the net. Roenick wins the draw. The save.
He's kicking himself for missing that great scoring chance.
Face off in the left circle. Slap shot. Turco got a piece of it. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Shut down. Sakic drilled against the boards. Pass to Naslund. Sakic got it in, but an offsides call. Face off in the neutral zone. Draw one by Thornton. This will come back for a two-line pass. Face off at the point. Datsuk wins the draw. The period almost over. To Hossa. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Drops it. Backhander. Got a stick on it. 20 seconds left in the period. A shot. Pad save by Brodeur. On the backhand. He gloves it. And he decides to stop play. Draw in the left circle. Sakic wins the draw. Blocked. Taken by Bertuzzi. Caught him napping.
Blake taking things into his own hands in front of the net.
With the horn, we're headed to overtime. After regulation, we're headed to sudden death overtime.
That was 3 solid periods of hockey from both sides. It looks like we're in for an exciting overtime, Doc.
Attention, please. Congratulations goes out to Mike Ordway, a winner of a submarine sandwich from the concession stand. To get your submarine sandwich, please come to the concession stand. Thank you. Congratulations goes out to Chris Clam. You have won dinner for 2 at Fistula's Restaurant. Congratulations, and please pick up your passes at will call.
We're just about ready for the start of overtime. Lang wins the draw. They're whistled for offside. The draw in the neutral zone. To Naslund. Indeed. Nailed by a cross-check. To Kovalchuk. In front. Eaten up. And he freezes the puck. Draw in the right circle. Face-off won by Marlowe. Lang hammers him. In the slot. Ugly cross-check. To Marlowe. The pad save. Denied. Pass to Lang. Didn't get through. Over to Marlowe. Sanders. Off target.
Tough break. He really should have converted on that one.
Tanguay chases it down. Saved with the body. Yager gets control. Rafalski in all alone. Shooting. Stopped. And he holds it for the whistle. A save like that one deserves another look.
He thought the goal was his, but the netminder quickly recovered for the save.
Face off to the left of the net. Vicious cross-check. Stevens takes the puck. Wrist shot. Gloved it. And he holds onto it. Face off to the right of the net. Sundin wins the draw. Got some lumber on it. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Puck loose. He was belted. He stripped him. Didn't get through. To Nash. Loose in the corner. The pass off the mark. Sundin shooting. Denied. And he hangs on. Face off in the right circle. Sakic wins the draw. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Saves it. Thornton with a shot. Save.
Oh, close, but no cigar.
To Kovalchuk. Intercepted by Nordstrom. Kovalchuk gets control. Pushed aside. To Nordstrom. Right in front. He was belted. In front. A drive. He won't allow it. To Pronger. That one won't get to him. Loose puck. The puck is iced by the Western Conference All-Stars. Draw in the right circle. Sundin wins the draw. Blocks it out of the air. Face off in the right circle. Lang wins the draw. Steered away. Messier plays it. Lang behind the goal. Save. And he decides to stop play. Draw in the left circle. Sundin wins the draw. Shut down. Swallowed by the glove. And he holds it for the whistle. Draw to the left of the net. Big shot. Saved with the body. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Stevens with the puck. Chased down by Marlowe. Rafalski with the puck. The backhand turns him away.
That's a good scoring opportunity. It goes down as a quality chance.
Not so fast. Offside. Wow, take another look at that big hit on the boards.
That hit will not be forgotten anytime soon.
Face off in neutral ice. Thornton wins the draw. Skates his way through the neutral zone. He got it in, but an offside call.
They tried to get a break going there, but it wasn't to be.
Face off in the neutral zone. One by Thornton. Centering pass. Snatched out of the air. And he freezes the puck. Draw to the right of the net. Draw one by Sakic. Deflects it with a pad. Over to Lidstrom. Save! And he holds on to it. Draw in the right circle. Sakic wins the draw. One times it. Skates his way through the neutral zone. The shot stopped. Thornton drilled against the boards. Stripped by Pronger. Drops it.
There is 1 minute.
Shoots.
1 minute remaining.
Knocked
in the
away.
first overtime.
Drives one towards the net. Save by Turco. The Western Conference All-Stars changing it up. Kovalchuk back to get it. At the point. Rafalski feeds it across. Twirling with it. Quick shot. Shut down. And he hangs on. That save deserves another look.
Oh, he knows he missed a good scoring chance there, Doc. Those are the kinds of opportunities that don't come around very often.
Face off to the right of the net. "20 seconds left in the period. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Messier with a shot. He gloves it, and he decides to stop play. He was like a brick wall. Let's watch it again.
He's kicking himself for not taking advantage of that good scoring chance there, but it's not really his fault. It was just a great save, Doc.
Face off in the right circle. Draw one by Sundin. He grabs it, and he freezes the puck. Draw in the right circle. The Eastern Conference All-Stars will be called for the penalty. Roberts into the box for cross-checking. The Western Conference All-Stars will be skating with a man advantage.
Now's the time they need a power play goal.
Draw to the right of the net. Messier wins the draw. A one-timer. This one ends all knotted up. The final score in overtime, the Western Conference All-Stars 4, the Eastern Conference All-Stars 4. This was a classic battle between two solid teams.
This was a hard-fought game, but it ends in a tie.
Now here are tonight's 3 stars of the game. Third star for the Eastern Conference All-Stars, Mark Messier. The second star for the Eastern Conference All-Stars, Daniel Alfredson. The first star of the game for the Western Conference All-Stars.
That about does it for tonight.
Jerome
I'm Mike
Aguilar.
Emmerich for Darren Pang saying good night.
That concludes tonight's game. Thank you for attending tonight's game. Please drive safely on the way home.